My name is Andreas Deja, and as a supervising animator for Walt Disney Animation Studios, I have created a few classic villains such as Gaston, Jafar, and Scar for The Lion King. Well, my Disney story begins in Germany, where I grew up. And it really started when I saw The Jungle Book for the first time. I was about 11 years old, changed my life, and I wanted to do that. Beauty and the Beast when I did Gaston. So that was my first villain. And it was Ron and John again, who I worked with on The Little Mermaid. They were doing Aladdin. So I ended up doing Jafar. And by the time it got to Lion King, which was the next project, and I said, I know it's not my turn. It's probably somebody else's turn to do a villain, but I think I can do something with Scar. And they just looked at me and said, well, we kind of had you in mind. So that was villain number 3. People ask me sometimes, so is there a certain person that is based on, that you based Gaston on? And then all I can say is the LA gyms, the fitness centers, is where you see those guys checking themselves in the mirror, looking good, you know? That's the guy I started with. And when it came to Jafar, I remember getting a lot out of the voice. Jonathan Freeman is the voice actor, and he had this beautiful oily quality. In animation, what you usually try when you start out on a character, you do a walk. And the way you walk the character tells you a little bit about him or her. With Jafar, he just swishes in and swishes out. And he's on roller skates. You know, he just shows up. There's not a lot of bounce or showing weight that way. So once I've applied that, it was actually easy for me to have him move. And then when it came to Scar, again, the voice, how can you go wrong with Jeremy Irons? He can read the phone book, and I want to animate that. With Scar, that was my first 4-legged animals, and I was so used to doing human characters and using a mirror and acting things out in front of the mirror, and all that. And out of habit, I got out of my chair, closed the door, and I was going to act this out. And I thought, no, that's not going to work on this character. Then it was back to using wildlife, really analyzing how lions walk and how to give them away. That doesn't mean that occasionally we can also do some human acting. I remember one scene I particularly enjoyed was Scar talks about the relationship between Simba and Mufasa. And he calls it a father-son thing. He doesn't like it, he's disgusted by it. And so I thought, I need to do something human here. So you can do that, but you have to be sure that this doesn't look like a hand in this, that it still looks like a paw doing something human. So these are interesting challenges that pop up once in a while.
How does it feel to be returning to the world of villains?
It's a little bit like known territory to get back to villains, because I've lived these bad guys for so long and studied them my whole life. So it's familiar turf for me, and I just love the idea to have an area where you just have fun with them, all in one area. You get to know them even more, and I know we're going to amplify the way we see them, like you've never seen them before. It's going to be dramatic with amazing lighting. It's been really fun working with some of the guys at Imagineering and working on concepts. But it's definitely, when I heard this for the first time, I said, this is an idea whose time has come. And then I got the phone call and I said, hey, Andreas, you've done some villains. Would you like to be a part of it? Yes, please.
And what excites you most about stepping into a villain's land?
Well, just the idea that this is a whole new land, where you can revisit these guys and see them interact. On Mark's 80th birthday, I gave him a sketch of Jafar inviting Maleficent to a dance. And I got a nice Mark Davis chuckle out of it. Wouldn't it be fun to see them being together and what conversations would they have? So the interaction would be really fun too.